Okay, so welcome to a new video on the Pajero. I have to start this one off by saying a huge thank you to everybody that watched the previous one. The interest in that car and that video has been insane, and I really appreciate it. It's really cool to see that so many people are stoked on the car, just like I am. I really also appreciate all the comments. I have gotten a lot of good information on what to look for on these cars, the engine, and also some funny stories. Hearing people having the same car in South Korea and the US and getting messages from Morocco, it's super cool. And I even learned that Pajero is a dirty word in Spanish. Search it up for yourself. So yeah, huge thank you to everybody that watched that one and stuck around for this one. And if this is your first video, welcome. As I mentioned in the previous one, my channel is focused around cars and camper vans and also snowboarding. So it's a bit of a mix. But if you're only interested in car stuff, don't worry. All of the car videos will be clearly marked so you don't waste your time watching snowboarding. Anyways, today we are going to focus on the Pajero and continue where we left off last time. I ordered a few parts and we're going to throw them on, see how everything checks out, and yeah, just make it better and hopefully be ready for inspection very soon. So one of the things we were looking at last time was the headlights. They were not working, or the parking lights, or whatever you say in English. Not working, and we managed to figure out that the relay was bad. There's a relay that's supposed to be here, connected to this and this, which powers the headlights and also the interior lights. So I went online and I found an original one, a used one, and figured I'd gamble on that. So I bought it and it is in here. Here it is. Same exact one as the one before and with the same exact problem. Now that's my bad because the seller said he didn't know if it worked, and obviously it didn't. So I've gone to the store and bought a aftermarket relay. So we'll be starting off by wiring that relay in so that we can get the lights working. So here's everything we're going to be using to make the relay. First off, we have the relay itself. It has two states with power. So you connect power here to the 30 pin, and then you have 87A and 87, which you alternate between. We'll have our driving lights on one of them and our parking lights on the other, and then we use signals from the switch to control which state we're in. This is the connector for the relay. This is a very general, like you can find this at any auto parts store, at least in Norway you can. Contactor, universal, heat shrink, contacts and wires. Easy. Ooh, it's so cold today. I think it has to be minus. Boom, there we go. And we will remember to put the heat shrink on before connecting everything together. I've done that mistake a few times. Okay, ready for the other end in the engine bay. This only connects one way, so you can just look at the pin out here and then match it with the numbers under here, and you'll know what to connect, as long as you know what's in the other end. Okay, so up here at the front, this is the one. These are the ones we're gonna be cutting and splicing into this guy. So I used the multimeter to figure out what was what. So this is the power for the driving lights. This is the power for the parking lights. This is the control for the parking lights, and this is the control for the driving lights. And this is the 12 volt. When the ignition is on, this sends 12 volts into the relay. So we cut these and then we splice them into the correct wires here, and then it should just be to plug everything together and test it. Okay, so finally, after more time than I care to admit, we have the relay hooked up. It was a bit tricky to figure out how to wire it because the old one has 7 pins and the new one only has 5, and I don't use the same contactors or anything. So, but we got it working. We got power here to power the relay and power the headlights, and then we send the power through the old connector to the lights. So if everything works how I think it should work, when I turn the key, these will power on as well as the dash lights, and then when you flip it to driving, these will turn on. That's a big win. That's kind of one of 2 things that I really need to fix. The other thing is the alternator. We're not charging. That's why I have this one connected now to just charge the battery before we drive and test. I'm gonna see if I find some wires for the alternator because I didn't see them. I only glanced quickly earlier, but I see there is some connectors and stuff flying around down there. So I'll have a look. I'll grab a light so we get some more light in here, and then see if we can figure out what's up with this alternator. Sick setup here right now. Reading light straight down. We got a good look at the alternator now, and I can already see that we have some wires here. So we got this one, and this looks to be the positive that goes on the alternator. Right, let me see if I can get this in shot. Yeah, right there on that one. That's where we're going to connect the positive, and then I saw that there's a contact here which matches the pattern on this one, and it makes sense. Since they're on the same loom, it makes sense that they are together. They are disconnected, so either this doesn't charge, or could be that it also draws current when the car is off, and that's why it's disconnected. Since it's already disconnected, I might as well check if it draws power when I connect. So we'll do that first, just to make sure. Yeah. Let's see what happens if I tap this here. Oh. I don't know if you guys see that, but it's sparking. Yeah, you can see it. Well, that means that we got
current going between when the car is off. Let's check with the multimeter as well, just to be sure. I'm putting the multimeter to amps so that we can measure if there is current going between or going to the alternator. So if we do this, one wire. Ooh. Gotta be careful with this since it's straight to the battery there, and then here. Oh wow, yeah, we got 4 amps going. Yeah, I'll see if I can show you guys. Yeah, you can see here 3.9 amps. I'm losing the contact a bit, but 3.9. So I think we found the reason why the alternator is disconnected. It's because it's bad. I did some Googling because I haven't had issues with alternators before, but apparently this one has a voltage regulator inside it, and there are diodes in there that can go bad and cause it to actually draw current when it's off, because it's a grounded component. And if you know diodes, I'm not the right person to explain all this, but a diode is only supposed to allow current to flow one way, so from the alternator to the battery. But if a diode is bad, it allows current to flow the other way as well, which means 4 amps now flowing. Like the battery is like what, 70 amp hours, so it will drain in less than a day if it's connected. So we need a new alternator. Really glad that we figured it out that fast. I got a new belt for it anyway, so the belt is coming off, and like this is so accessible, like super easy to get to. So I think we'll just disconnect it and get it out so that I can find the right part. So first up, we're gonna just loosen the tensioner bracket here, and then there's a bolt underneath. I think that's all there is to it really, and then it will just pop out since it's not connected. All right, that went way too smoothly. Can't believe how much space is in this car in the engine bay. So here it is, the alternator out. I'll make sure to take some pictures, or I have this video, so I need to compare it to the one I'm gonna order so that I know it will fit. I'll do a measurement from here to here, and yeah, we'll get one of these bad boys on order. Now, even more space here, and you can see that the belt only wraps around 3 pulleys. The alternator, the crankshaft, and the fan and water pump. Water pump is behind here, it looks like. We got the thermostat up here, which is what we'll be changing next. Here's the old belt. It's pretty used, and you can see it seems like it has this shape from sitting so long, and it's kind of like in the corners where it's been sitting that it's been where the wear is the worst actually. I got a new belt here, so we'll see if it's the same size. This one is ribbed, but I don't think that will matter. Said it should fit, so hopefully it does. Okay, so it's a lot smaller, so that's not a good sign. I think we will end up having to buy another one. I'll measure this or bring it to the local store and see if they can get one for me that's close to the same size, because this one just looks way too small. Yeah, so just try the belt quickly, and it doesn't even fit over the two pulleys without the alternator, so that's a loss. I'll see if I can return it, but we'll just buy a new one. So our thermostat should be right here, almost at the top of the cooling system. So I'm gonna just undo this, probably spill a little bit of coolant, but hopefully not a lot. So that way I don't have to drain everything. Now I am gonna do it, but not right now. Pop the new thermostat in. This should have a gasket in it as well. It said so. So new thermostat, new gasket. Hopefully that fixes our engine temperature. So here's everything in the box: thermostat, gasket, extra gasket, O-ring, which I guess we'll figure out where that goes. Okay, nice. No. Okay, so that one just broke off. That's not great at all. This one came out okay, but look at all the gunk. Okay. I'm probably gonna make a mess now. There we go. Just a little bit of a mess. coolant. This doesn't look horrible, but yeah, I created a new problem for myself, the broken stud. So I have to get that out, but fortunately we have this. So I am hoping I can get that out. I'll leave this in so I don't drop anything down into the coolant. This gasket was bad though. And that's probably why these are rusty too, because water has been seeping into the holes and creating trouble for me. Now let's see how lucky I can get with this. Oh my god, it's loose. No way. It's loosened up. Holy shit. Imagine, the bolt breaks and the stud is loose. How lucky am I? That's crazy. So good. I'm gonna get new bolts tomorrow as a celebration, because these are so nasty. But the threads on this side are okay all the way. That's great. Amazing. Usually, because you have this little float hole, and I learned on one of my previous cars that this needs to be, like if you have a thermostat that is placed like this, you need the hole up top, which makes sense, so the air can bleed out, but it's a quick thing to forget. But this car, it sits like this, so it doesn't matter how you put it. Let's see if the new one will fit, because I don't think the new one is. Comparing, this one is also off center, but it has a rubber gasket around it, and the old one does not. So hopefully this fits, and with the gasket it will seal and we will not have problems with the leaks. I just managed to get to the store before they closed and grab some new bolts and some washers. So that means we can throw together the thermostat and just see if it will leak or not. Okay, so we're done with that mess. Got the new thermostat in, new bolts, new washers, new gasket. Looks pretty good actually, so I hope it will seal nicely and that we will have no issues with it. So now we're basically an alternator short and a belt. So tomorrow I'll see if I can find those parts. If not, I'll order them. Okay, so check this out now. Key off, right? On, lights, all the lights work. We got the parking lights. I flick, boom, and high beam as well. So from having nothing to having everything, I'm pretty stoked on that. Somebody mentioned that they wanted to see the underside of the car. So here it is. Here's the frame. Looks really good all the way. Exhaust looks okay. Everything looks good in the back. Of course, everything is covered in coating and grime and all that stuff. But there's no, like, I don't know, any obvious spots of crazy rust. You can see some stuff here on the floor, but I mean, you have to find something, I guess, here as well. This is here's a spot where it's been starting. So I need to get everything cleaned off in the... So in the spring I'm going to clean off everything and then see where the rest is and deal with it before we do a new coating. And we're going to do something else other than sheep's fat, which is what they used before, and now stuff doesn't smell as bad and is way better. Okay, so it's the next morning. I went online yesterday and found a new alternator. It was tricky. Didn't find any in Norway. Found some on Rock Auto in the US and also on Vastas or something in France. Anyway, I ordered it from France because it seemed like it would arrive sooner. So it's on its way. But while we wait for that, I figure we just pop the old one in with the old belt, since I don't have a new belt right now, just so we can test that we don't have a coolant leak. And yeah, let's do that. Okay, old stuff is in. Let's fire this up and see if I make a mess or we did a good job. So far. All right, the car did amazing. Lights are still working and we didn't have any coolant leaks. So our new thermostat was working. I got the alternator on order, so that will be coming soon. I'll buy belts for the power steering pump as well as the V-belt for the alternator and the fan. And in the next video, we will be taking the car to get inspected, which I'm really nervous and excited about, because we could get a few faults or we can get a lot of faults. I don't really know, because I haven't looked too much into all the bushings and everything underneath the car. Still tons of stuff to do, still fluids and all of that stuff, but we do one thing at a time and it just gets better and better. So thank you for sticking around with us, and I'll see you guys in the next one.